Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. So I'm reading for Scorpio energy right now. I had to come looking for you. So for those of you who haven't watched the Libra reading, in Libra's reading it was like Libra was kind of coming through with this energy of like either side of the scales was like the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands, and they've got the Ace of Swords, and it's like they were protecting you. It's like they were guarding the veil while you went behind the veil and did some kind of, you were vulnerable, right, in that position. I want to say you, not necessarily you, right? I don't know if it's not going to fit for everybody, but I'm just telling you the intro of how I got into your reading, like how I got into your energy. We'll see what the cards say when we start to pull them, right? But it's like they're giving me now, it takes two, baby, me and you. So it's like but Libra was kind of like this guarding the veil, like while you were behind the veil, like vulnerable because you were doing some kind of deep dive, right? So it's like the way it's coming through for me is like, because this is the Justice card, this is Libra, and you are normally the High Priestess in the tarot, so it's almost like this kind of like back-to-back energy of like the conscious and the subconscious, right? This is you being like Persephone, bumbling around down, hanging out in the underworld, which is symbolic of like a meditation state perhaps, or a sleep state, or um, a vulnerable moment where you're exploring your emotions. So however that fits to you, but it's like you'd almost gone missing, right? You were hiding, you were in that kind of vulnerable state. So you were coming through in that reading, in Libra's reading, you were coming through as this kind of masculine, sort of plutonic, scorpionic emperor energy. You are ruled by the planets Pluto, which is why I keep bringing this up, which is kind of like Hades energy as well, right? So this underworld, subconscious, sleep state energy that you've been exploring, right? But it's like back to back. So it's like the veil is almost separating you and Libra's more kind of like of this world, kind of the 3D. So I don't know why it's coming through like that. Some of you may be on the cusp of Libra Scorpio, right? So this is like your waking 3D kind of negotiating the world in your flesh suit energy, and this is you at night in your sleep, like going off on dream adventures. My mum was Scorpio. She had wacky dreams. It was like her dreams were like a Stephen King novel. I've just watched Doctor Sleep as well, so it's kind of like, like that, where they slip into the psychic realm. You're right. So it's like your ability to, like Persephone, because the pomegranates on your card represent Persephone. So you are able to travel between these two states of consciousness, I want to say. So the way it came through, and I didn't mention this in Libra's reading, but when I was tapping into Libra's energy, right, talking about my own inner world at the moment a little bit. At the moment, I'm spending a lot of time in this kind of like inner woodland, right? This inner, in meditation state, there's this woodland that's kind of very, very key to my readings at the moment. And at the moment, I've got this kind of like black hole in the forest. It's just like this big gaping like hole into nothingness, hole into space. So it was driving me mad last week. So in meditation, I kind of like pulled a load of vines over it and covered it up. I was like, I'm done with that for the minute. That can just do whatever it's doing. So to me, it's almost like the vines in that meditation are representative of whatever that veil is, right? Where you are, you're behind the vines. I don't know what you're doing in there, but it's like when I go into that space through meditation, there's no light. It's almost like somebody going like, I actually did it to myself, trying to get into that space. I actually covered my own eyes like this. So I don't know if there's this, like, like when people come up behind you and they cover your eyes and they're like, surprise. But it's like I was trying to like block out the light so that I could just listen to the sounds of that space. So it's with the plutonic energy. I used to get this metaphor for Capricorns a lot, because Capricorn has had Pluto in their chart for the longest time. So that kind of Pluto, Scorpio, Capricorn energy effort thing has been coming up quite a lot. But they used to get this thing about being in the cave, like being in, if you've ever been in a cave and they've turned the lights off, and it's pitch black, it's like black like you've never seen black before, and I used to get this thing about like either like putting your hand out onto the wall and following the wall out, and things like this. And it's talking to me about shadow work, facing your own shadow, facing your own fears, working through your subconscious, using your intuition, all this kind of stuff. But it's like in the meditation at the moment, it's kind of like this space has come back up again, this void space, and like just going into it and trusting and listening and kind of feeling it out, like feeling around in the darkness is kind of how it's coming through. So I bumbled in there in meditation, trying to connect to your energy, because you've gone missing. Plutonic energy, Scorpionic energy has gone missing. Now, I feel like for me, it's something to do with the eclipse. So we've just had an eclipse with the full moon, which was in Scorpio. So it was in your chart. The moon indicates like intuition, psychic abilities, divine feminine energy, cycles, fears, illusions. There's a lot of interesting energy attached to the moon, but of course it was in your sign, and you are also a water sign, you know, high priestess energy, and you are so basically you had the moon in Scorpio, you've got the sun, and no, the moon in Scorpio, the earth and the sun, right? And it's like the sun was shining on the earth, but the earth was casting a shadow that was hiding the moon. It actually kind of turned it this kind of reddy color. So there's something with that. There's something with the you know, blocking the light, which seems to be Libra energy. It's like Libra is coming through with this earth energy, again, like part of the 3D, the flesh suit, right? The earth energy, kind of almost hiding you or shielding you from the light while you did some emotional deep dive, some emotional intuitive work. So it's interesting metaphorically how it's coming through. How this is going to play out on a personal level for you, I'm not sure, but there's definitely this it takes two or tag team excuse me, throat chakra stuff. You are a secretive sign. You do tend to hide your emotions, which again, there's an interplay between Libra and Scorpio's reading, which you may be interested in checking out Libra's reading. Perhaps if you've got strong Libra placements, or you have got a Libra who's kind of like, you know, acting as your protector right now. It's two-way. It's like you're both protecting this space. You're both protecting this veil. You're both guardians of this portal, but from different sides. It's really interesting. My mum's Scorpio. My mum did pass away at Christmas. So this to me is like me and my mum. Like my mum's on the other side. Like, but we're two, right? We're like tag team energy. Oh, I can't show you. That's so frustrating. So I was looking at this. It's like 11, right? 1 and 1 is 2 and 2. So it's almost like this two energy, this duality, light and dark, you know, which is what these pillars are saying here, the 3D and the subconscious, and these two energies working together. So you could break this down like to 1111. Now, when I sat down and started to tune into your energy, it said 1111. It was 1111 on the timestamp, and I actually screenshotted it to show you. But unfortunately, I'm using the phone that I screenshotted it on to record this reading because my battery ran out on my other phone during Libra's reading. So I'm an idiot and I can't show you. But trust me, 1111 and all the ones as well. If you go back to Libra's reading, they had this stuff about like all the ones. They had it's like they had 3 of the aces, but they didn't have the ace of pentacles. So, it's like you've got each other's backs, I want to say. It's very cool. I like it because I'm Libra and my mum was Scorpio, and I like to think that my mum's got my back in the spirit world. So that's how I'm taking it. But however it works for you, right? We're going to find out who your spirit guide is, who wants to come through as a messenger for you, right? So we'll get into it in a sec. I'm getting a lot of space energy. So like I went into this cave trying to find you, like trying to find your energy. You weren't there. So then I ended up in my meditation, like up in space, and that is where you were. You were like flying among the stars, which is pretty cool. This kind of like star whale energy. So I was getting like, when I was in the cave as well, I was kind of getting like a tap or a pinch on my top left arm, which could be significant for somebody. I'm kind of getting Doctor Who. Doctor Who, they are David Tennant and Catherine Tate teaming up to be in the new Doctor Who's, I believe. I saw yesterday, so somebody could be into that. So space and spaces as well, like different spaces. Libra had this as well. It was coming through like building blocks of spaces. So through meditation, I'm finding myself passing into spaces in unusual ways. So for example, being stood on a sandy beach, but sinking down through the sand and then coming out into like stood on an ocean, like an airspace, stood on the ocean with the sand above me, like suspended, like there was no gravity. It's like, it's almost like blocks of spaces that I can pass between at the moment in meditation, which again is interesting. So something about being in different spaces, possibly something about displacing, like one energy when it moves into one space displaces another energy and pushes it into a different space, like a different environment. So almost like a domino effect, a knock-on effect of different energies pushing each other into different environments. Like as one enters, one must leave. So you could talk about life and death and rebirth and things like that if you wanted to. The song, and I am hyped for this. Again, I feel like my mum is, I'm tapping into my mum as well as general Scorpio energy. It's like my mum's in there. The song that randomized as I was tapping into your energy was I Believe in You by Kylie Minogue. Like, oh, my mum believes in me. But it's like you believe in other people or they believe in you. Like the message of this reading is I believe in you. I don't believe you know me because you know my name. I don't believe the thoughts I have are only mine to blame. What is it? I don't believe in this and that, but I believe in you, right? So it's like, I don't know, it's like, I believe my mum's talking to me from the other side. You believe what you want to believe, but that's what I'm going into this reading with. And I've got spirit bumps. I love it. Right, okay, so I'm actually going to just retune into the energy just to make sure my mum doesn't come through and like one of your guides comes through. So just give me a second. It's interesting how the energy switched from being a very masculine, plutonic emperor kind of version of Scorpio energy into a more Queen of Cups, High Priestess, divine feminine energy of like the more supportive side of Scorpio. But it's your energy, I have to say, as I'm tapping into it, it feels like I'm covered in stardust. It feels really magical. Oh, Doctor Who as well, and Kylie. Kylie was in an episode of Doctor Who, so I don't know if that's relevant to anyone in any particular way. If you want to go and check that out, just Google Doctor Who Kylie and go from there. Okay, so I'm just asking my mum, rather than coming through as the guide, to bring through your guide. Can my mum bring through a guide for Scorpio, please? So who's coming through for Scorpio, please? Who's coming through for Scorpio? Oh, hello, divine feminine energy. Yeah, oh, you are protected. You are so protected. You are fiercely protected by whoever this is. Okay, so if the tiger makes you think of anyone, so it could be somebody who's again, if we're talking about like astral projection and stuff, this could be somebody's higher self. So it could be somebody in your real 3D flesh suit world, their higher self coming through and protecting you. It could also be somebody who's passed over, who's on the other side, who's protecting you. It could be some kind of spirit guide or angel or just energy that you tap into, right? But it should feel familiar to you. So if you can think of anyone, if the tiger reminds you of anyone, they're showing me Frosties, you know, Frosties cereal. So that could be relevant to somebody. Tony the tiger, maybe somebody who's called Tony, Anthony, Antonia, I don't know, something like this. Not for everybody. They're throwing different things at me. It's different things for different folks, right? Different strokes for different folks. Show me stroking a tiger. It's like this energy that is not tame, right? It's wild. It can't be tamed. And yet it can be soft. It can show a soft side. Something as well about when you're looking at it. Something about when you're looking at it, you can't see it, but when you cover your eyes, it's there. So tigers, this is a bit of a scary version of it, but it's not coming through scary. I need to emphasize that the tigers, like people used to wear masks on the back of their heads so that if they were working in like the rice fields and things, like the tigers would attack from behind, and this is like people would wear masks on the back of the head so that the tiger would think that they were being watched and they were being looked at, so they wouldn't attack. So it's almost like it's this, like I was saying, I was trying to find your energy and I couldn't find your energy. And it's almost like I had this thing about like that somebody coming back behind me and covering my eyes. It's like they are there. It's like they're always behind you, right? You're back to back almost, or it's like you can't, maybe it's like you can't turn your back on it because that's when they appear. I don't know. There's something like that about being seen and unseen, and a bit like the weeping angels as well. I don't know why Doctor Who's coming through so strongly, but it's like when you look at them, they don't move, and when you look away, they move. So there's something about this energy that's kind of it's showing me like a cat as well, like a cat creeping up. Maybe somebody has like a tiger tattoo or something as well. I don't know. So you should know, you should have some inkling about who this is for you. It's coming through in a lot of different ways. It's like layered. I'm going to read from the book. So again, take it or leave it. It's a collective reading, so the energy that's coming through is going to come through it's going to mean different things to different people. So take it as it resonates to you. Lunar force, right? Immediately we've got the moon. Ease in darkness and feminine energy. Ease in darkness. That's how it does have that feel to it. The tiger hunts at night and one with the silence, fearing nothing. This card reminds us to take in the wild darkness, to allow the lunar forces to soothe and heal our spirits. Sensuality, receptivity, and devotion are all heightened in the midnight hour. It does feel, it's fire, but it does feel kind of like sexy scorpionic. And the tiger takes advantage of these boons. Spend some time in silence this evening, drinking in the potent calm. There is nothing to fear in the stillness except the awakening of your own power. So I do believe that I'm recording this on the full moon eclipse on the 16th. But I may be slightly off because everybody was talking about the full moon yesterday on the 15th, but I believe it's today on the 16th. I could be wrong. So, but either way, when the moon's full, there's a few days either side where it appears full in the sky. So if you have the opportunity, whenever you're watching this reading, to go out, even if it's like months in the future, but there's a full moon, right? The next full moon, or the next time that the moon is big and bright in the sky, maybe go out and just kind of like, oh my God, I shower at this time. I just got a notification from TikTok, which I'm not even on, but I get notifications. It's bizarre, saying I shower at this time. And I was just going to say bathe in the moonlight. So it's like, that's confirmation. It's like, yes. So the people watching, go out and bathe in the moonlight. Allow that kind of, the moon's kind of almost magical energy, like the wild magical energy of the moon. Just bathe in it. See what it brings out. Even if it's like you're not outside, but maybe like sit in the darkness of your room at your window, meditating, looking at the moon, right? See what it brings out of you. So yeah, because look, she's even got like the third eye, like the moon on a third eye. It's like, let your intuitive powers awaken. Sit in, you know, sometimes I do this as well. Sometimes I'll have a bath and I'll turn the lights off and I'll be in the water, because water symbolizes intuition and psychic abilities and connectivity as well. You know, the water I drink today, I could pee that out. It could go up in the water cycle. It could be a lake that you swim in. I know that's gross, but it could be, right? There's water cycle's a thing. So it's like the connectivity of water, the psychic connection of water seems to be, and there's always water in the air as well. So I've done this before in psychic practices where I've like used the water in the air almost like as a conductor, especially when it's there's high humidity and things. So that's something as well. Maybe you can play around with psychic abilities in water and see what does and doesn't work for you. Maybe some of you want to try scrying. This could be, you know, this energy could be encouraging you to do that. It's like, use it, work with what you've got, baby. You're a Scorpio. Like, you know, you've probably got psychic gifts of some kind. Even if it's just, even if you like, I don't know your full placements of your full birth chart, but even if you're like totally sensible in your waking life, even if you're like, you wear brown, you do a boring old desk job, right? You're like as plain as, you know, as plain and as normal as can possibly be. It's like, no, everybody would look at you and no one would suspect that you were like this psychic magician. But it's like when you're on your own, when you're in your quiet times, or even like, you know, even if you're resistant to it, it could come through in dreams and sleep. Like when you're dreaming, when you're sleeping, where do you go? Do you go off on like wild adventures? It's like, use it, you know, and maybe like if you don't use it, you lose it, right? You forget how to tap into it. So I don't know, it's the gift of Scorpio, so use it, right? You're probably really good at it, whatever it is. What's the relationship between you and this this guide, please? The relationship between the viewer and the guide. The relationship. Thank you. Blessed. See, you've got gifts. You're blessed. Use it. Blessed. Gorgeous. It's like off on a meditation adventure or a sleep adventure, right? It's like she's floating around somewhere. And look again, 2-2, like cannot make it up. It was 11-11 when I first started tuning into your energy. You've got 1 and 1 is 2, 2-2, 11-11, 2-2. It takes 2, baby. Blessed. This guide feels amazing. This guide feels fierce. They feel like they absolutely have your back. You feel so protected. And like this person will fight your battles for you. Like in the 5D, in the psychic realm, this person is like a force to be reckoned with and they're protecting you. That is so cool. Okay. Essential meanings. Something wonderful that is unearthed and unexpected. A grace that is an unseen gift from spirit. I love that he's talking about gifts when I was just talking about gifts. Like, who's psychic? Me. we're all psychic here. Relationship message. You are moving towards a deepening of intimacy in a unique and sacred partnership. You know that you are meant to make this connection. This union doesn't have to be sexual, by the way, whatever it is. This union, blessed by the divine, will bring transformation and beauty to the world. So it could be that maybe you are getting into a connection in the 3D with somebody and this guide is protecting that union. It could be that this is the union between the partnership between the two of you. I don't know, but there is a partnership. This energy is involved somehow. This union, blessed by the divine, will bring transformation and beauty to the world. And that's why the divine blesses people, right? This is why the divine orchestrates things, because it's not just blessing you. Whatever you're doing, there's a benefit, there's a greater benefit, right? There's a reason why you are drawn towards people. There's a reason why people walk into your life, because if it feels like it's divinely orchestrated and maybe you are seeing 1111, there's a greater purpose to it, right? It could be your relationship raises the vibration of the planet. You know, people see you and that other person like laughing, having fun together, and you know, people smile when they see that, and they want that too. They want more lightness in their relationship. So you could just be doing your own thing, but it could be having a positive impact on the people around you, the people who see you. So yeah, it's not selfish, I want to say, in some sort of way. And it's also a sign that, even more important, you're being called to a deeper intimacy with yourself and spirit. With this new development, you will see evidence of grace in your life. Oh, I love this reading. I told you it felt really good. Maybe somebody said this to you. I believe in you, right? 7 of Cups. There may be some confusion. You may be seeing the signs, but you're not quite sure what they mean, right? There may be a little bit of crossed wires here, but it's also a card for me, especially with this, the imagery, and we've got the sun and the moon here. It's like there's only one choice. And again, it's almost like this cup is Libra, because these cups are up, right? The 7 of Cups. So the 6 of Cups, 6 cups facing upwards. So this talks to me about soul connections, psychic connections, equal emotional give and take. But you know, the 7 of Cups is also taking a lot of cups, where if you flip it, it's like, because the moon symbolizes like confusion and fears and things like this to me, but if you flip it, the sun comes in, and the sun is clarity, and there's only one correct choice. So even though somebody may have a lot of options in terms of who do they spend time with, not necessarily sexual again as well, it could be friendship, whatever. It's like, who do I give to? Who do I give to? I've got a lot of soulmate connections, whatever. There's a clear choice here, and it is coming through as the Libra energy, because there is definitely a tie-in. It's like it's two sides of the same coin, you and Libra at the moment. 222, I'm seeing on the timestamp there. Like, I've not looked at the timestamp the entire time, and as soon as I look at it, it's 2222, right? The synchronicities are making it clear. So it's like they're giving me Wolf Alice, does a light shine on you? With the lunar eclipse, right, it's like the sun shines on the earth casts a shadow on the moon. So I want to say this is a full moon, but the space that's missing is cast by the shadow of the cup. So again, it's like the sun is shining. Libra holds the Ace of Cups, which is unconditional love. Like, it's like Libra is in the right space at the right time, or Libra is protecting you, I want to say, while you're in some kind of shadow period or dark period, or doing some kind of emotional or psychic exploration. There's something going on here. It's like, if you're confused, it's the Libra. The Libra's the choice, right? So it's like there's a message there with that. So you're confused at the moment. You're confused. You're in the shadow. It's okay. Libra, maybe your spirit guide is a Libra. I don't know. It's coming through as fire. So again, it could be like the sun being Leo. It could be a Leo involved. It's like there is you will get clarity. So while you're going through, probably during the full moon or the full moon shadow period or whatever, if you're going through some deep emotional exploration, it's all right. You are being protected. And there's yesterday I kept pulling this the Two of Swords and the Devil. It's like the Devil, because the Two of Swords is like it can be a big important choice, but it can also be like a block, right? It's like this energy's blocked, and it was like the Devil. It's like the Devil's blocked. It's like you can't gain access right now. I don't know. Okay, I don't fully understand it. It was like one of those things that was coming out and I was like, I'm not quite sure exactly what this means. Okay, so what does the tiger, the guide that's coming through for this reading, the spirit guide, the ancestor, the angel energy, whoever this is, what message do they have? What message do they have? So this is your relationship with them. What message do they have for you today? What message do they have for the watcher today? Grasshopper Spirit, take a leap of faith. Take a leap of faith. Okay. I'm sorry to any Libras watching if your reading was a little bit late going up yesterday, which is my today because it's real time for me, because it's uploading now. As I say, I had to re-record it, so it's uploading now. We'll see. Hopefully I'll have it up just after 12. Grasshopper Spirit, take a leap of faith. Right now you are poised to jump into the next level of your life and move forward into something even better than you could have imagined. When Grasshopper Spirit appears, it's a fortuitous time to take a leap into the unknown. The Grasshopper Spirit represents the innovative spirit that says, why not? And has faith in the powers of co-creation. You are being called to trust that this is the right time, again, synchronicity, timing, to go with that idea, relationship, or situation. Take risks, for abundance in all forms will show up for you. Wondrous things await when Grasshopper Spirit appears. You are not going to go backwards, so listen to your intuition rather than your fearful ego that resists any change and clings worriedly to what was. Luck is on your side. Jump up and forward with confidence, the confidence of a tiger perhaps, for Spirit has so much in store for you if you only take the leap. So take the leap of faith, right? How will the watcher know? Oh, this is your energy, like scorpionic energy. You will know death is a profound transformation. Death is like a natural end to a situation. It could be literal death, but not always. You'll know it's the right time for this transformation, I want to say. And it could involve something that you've been working on for a long, long time. The Eight of Pentacles is a card about stepping stones, one foot in front of the other, but also of perfecting something, of working on something over and over again until you've got it just right. So you'll know it's right because, it's not the Tower card. Because the Tower card is like you have to jump. The building's like the situation's burning. You have to jump. Where this but it's a shock. So the death with the Eight of Pentacles, it feels like it's almost like moving through the stages of grief. It's like you've taken something as far as it'll go in terms of an old situation reaching a natural end. So you'll know it's the right time because it's something you've been working on, perhaps. Let's get a clarifier on that death card energy. It's like maybe it will be a literal death because somebody was almost grieving in that. I can't find my deck of cards. There it is. So yeah, somebody was almost grieving. It's like Libra was protecting Scorpio while Scorpio was grieving. So it's like you're done grieving, right? You've worked through all stages of grief and something like that. Can you clarify, please? What is this? So I was asking, how will the watcher know that it's time to take a leap of faith? And you've given me death and the Ace of Pentacles. It could be something about 13-8, no, 13-7. 7 of Pentacles. It's not the 8 of Pentacles. It's the, right, so it's, sorry, it's not the Ace of Pentacles, it's the 7 of Pentacles. So there is something about timing. The 7 of Pentacles is putting a lot of effort into something over time. Sometimes with the Death card, again, it can be you've took the time to deal with this. You've took the time to grieve, right? It is the 7 stages of grief, isn't it? That's how that feels. Because you're done grieving, because you've worked through it. That's how you'll know when it's time. Can you clarify? There we go, straight away. Page of Inspiration. It's like inspiration will hit. You'll have this idea. You'll have this moment of knowing. It's like all of a sudden you'll get this inspired idea, right? It's like you know that you've finished, you know that you've finished whatever the old situation was, right? Whatever that death card symbolizes, like the situation that's run its course. It's you know, it's time for that situation to finish, the old situation. And it's, I feel like you've been processing it, and it's like you've completed that stage, right? Which is why it's got a natural end. And then inspiration hits. Then you come out of it. This is like coming out the other side, perhaps. A million sparks of ideas, all the enthusiasm at the beginning, brainstorming and planting seeds for new projects and futures, successful starts, the vibrancy of youth, a zest for life, ideation and creativity, exciting possibilities, rain clouds of creativity. A cloud of ideas blooms overhead, popping with the excitement of what could be. This page of inspiration really can't help herself. She always has 1,000,001 thoughts flowing in succession, can relate. Gemini brain, Gemini moon, and Scorpio, not Scorpio, sorry, Sagittarius Mars can relate. She has 1,000,001 thoughts flowing in succession, and all of them carrying sparks of infinite possibility. She laughs at the thought of putting each one of them into action. She will be the first to tell you that she will gift you with an inspiration, a thought, a reason, a bright rain at the end of a drought. But it is not her zone of genius to make that idea a reality. That's your job, my love. Her rainbow hair sways in the wind as another idea pops effortlessly, this time for somebody else. As she drizzles a symphony of solutions, answers, and potentials, she shares them freely. Again, Libra energy coming through. I mean, I wouldn't associate this naturally with Libra. It is more Aries, Sagittarius energy for me specifically. Generally fire sign energy, but very, very creative. Could also be Gemini, I guess. But what's making me say there's a tie with that Libra reading is the she says that she gives it for free. And there was something in that reading about creative genius, perhaps. Not that I'm a creative genius, I don't associate with that, but creative genius being shared freely, right? It's like, this is given to me by the universe. I do not own it. It's free inspiration, like muse energy, you know, for free. So blah, 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 blah. Where's it gone? And now it's your turn to root into your beliefs, hope and faith, and take action to make them real. Inside my mind, this cosmic spark and all the lines of light, a code that dives deep in the dark, which is what you were doing, with radiant shards of sight. So something inspiring. I don't know what that is. Hopefully it'll make sense to you. Maybe just make a note of it and watch out for it if it's not making sense now. But somebody's going to get some bright ideas. Somebody's going to get inspired. Inspired to take, it's like taking action, taking a leap of faith because there's some kind of inspiring idea. So what else do we have, please? What else do we have? How can this energy that's coming through, this spirit guide, this this messenger that's coming through for Scorpio's reading today, how can they be of help to the watcher? So how can the person watching the video be assisted by this energy? Thank you. I love how it comes out straight away. Spiritual power. This is very Scorpionic. Archangel Metatron, spiritual power. He's hot, isn't he? Definitely looks like how I would associate like a Plutonic emperor to look. Esoteric wisdom, sacred geometry. Look at that thing going on his chest. Metatron, I like you in this deck. So you may associate particularly with Archangel Metatron, you may not. But this is symbolic of how this energy can help you. So I'm going to say Archangel Metatron, but just, if you know, replace it with whoever this guide is for you. This is how they can help you. Archangel Metatron is the voice of God and the angel of esoteric wisdom. Esoteric. He can help you activate spiritual knowledge and power through spiritual teachings, books, practices, downloads of higher wisdom, light codes, and sacred geometry. Archangel Metatron works both with the Earth Star and Soul Star chakras, anchoring your pillar of light into the earth beneath you and into source energy above so that you can live in alignment with love and wisdom. Archangel Metatron also supports children, especially those who are on the autism spectrum, have ADHD, or other issues that make growing up especially difficult. The Oracle, it is time to step into and own your true spiritual power. Call on Archangel Metatron for assistance with understanding spiritual concepts and teachings, finding the right spiritual paths and tools for you at this time, working with and understanding sacred geometry, seeing your place in the web or grid of universal divine light, anchoring your Merkaba, a light grid surrounding you in the shape of the three-dimensional Star of David that can be used for protection and to transport you to higher levels of consciousness. I need to work with this angel more. Like, this is like new territory for me. I need to take a deep dive into whatever this is. Children in your life who are having a difficult time healing and supporting the inner child. Last week there was a lot of inner child work going on. Embody the angel of Archangel Metatron by owning and activating your spiritual power, remembering that we are all one and all connected through Ace of Cups and universal love energy, right? Being a pillar of light, sharing your spiritual wisdom and knowledge with those who are ready to receive it, helping others to feel more at home and supported in the physical world. I like this guy. I feel like I should have tapped into him years ago when I was working in schools, because I was working with children with learning difficulties. And I feel like he would have been an excellent guide to help me out at that time. So I really like him. I really, really like him. Hi, he feels new to me. Okay, Archangel Metatron. Daughter of Swords. Yeah, this is exactly what I was just saying, right? Owls I associate with both Libra and Scorpio energy. Libra, because of that kind of Athena-like energy, and Scorpio because it's like this owl of wisdom, right? It's got a small beak, like, so not saying that you've got a small mouth or small nose or anything. I don't know the size of your nose and facial features, but the High Priestess is there's a lot of wisdom attached to the card, so owl symbology works really well for it. A lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, big eyes because always watching Mike Wazowski, right? And then like a very small mouth because the High Priestess energy tends to know and observe but not necessarily speak, right? It's a secretive energy. So the owl works really, really well symbolically for you. Again, somebody could be Libra, Scorpio cusp, have a lot of Libra in the chart. You could be working with a Libra, so take it as it resonates. Daughter of Swords is it is air sign energy, so it could easily be associated with Libra. So how I was saying, because this feels very Scorpionic, so how it feels like this energy is new to me. I have this energy can teach me things. I have stuff to learn from this. This is exactly the meaning of this Daughter of Swords. It's kind of be watchful, be studious. The daughters, the pages are students in the tarot. The sword indicates knowledge. It's the Daughter of Swords is like research, almost like it can indicate like spying as well, like sort of recon's a better word than spying, like recon energy, like do your research, gather the information, watch, receive, right? It's information collecting energy. So it's like this, study this energy, dive deeper, research it, approach this energy like a student, right? It's a teacher, so that's really, really interesting. I'm gonna spend some more time in your energy today because I want to check out this guy a bit more. So I hope that you are also like ready to go and figure this out a little bit more with me, because feels like the direction that we're both moving. I don't know how we've ended up being this like pair on this journey. Again, it may not be specifically me, but there is another energy. Like everything plays out in multiple ways. There's multiple people on this journey. It's a collective energy, right? So it's like there's lots of Scorpios who are acting as the Scorpio energy. There's lots of Libras who are acting as the Libra energy. So it's like there's parallels, right? There's synchronicity happening. So if I'm like, oh, I need to buddy up with the Scorpio, which to me is my mum, you know, and you're Scorpio watching this, there's a Libra around you, or somebody with a lot of Libra in the chart, or somebody who's ruled by Venus perhaps, who can come in and help you. And there's a bit of a teamwork thing happening here, which is, it feels exciting. I believe in you, right? I believe in you. So do take care of yourselves. I hope this reading was helpful to you. I am leaving this reading with the biggest smile on my face. This, like, Scorpio energy used to be problematic for me for a while. I was like, I'm scared of Scorpio. I don't know what I'm going to get into. And now it's like, we're best buds. Like, this feels great. So I hope you're enjoying this reading. Do take care of yourselves. If you're thinking of a Libra, like, not that Libra, it's not that Libra, it's a different Libra, right? But I don't know what's going on for you, but I hope that you found this helpful for I'm gonna go, I can't speak anymore. Take care. I will see you again soon. Bye, friends.